Here with Al B. Shore. Mr. Al B., I'm getting a lot of letters about you, man. Everybody wants to hear about Al B. Shore. Why don't you tell us how you got started and where you're from?
Well, I'm from Money on the Mount Vernon, as you know, home of Heavy D and the Boys,
Yeah.
MCA recording artist, Uptown. I got started, I've always loved music, and I mean, that's been really my life, and I would always talk about it, and I just had to convince myself I can do it. So, I mean, I just kept working at it, and had my little job, saving my little money, buy a 4-track, and make demos. And like Eddie F. from Heavy D and the Boys is DJ and producer. He and I are like best friends, so, you know, we hang out a lot, and he finally got his deal with Uptown, which the president is Andre Harrell, and you know, I really wanted to be down so bad. I said, I gotta do this. So I just started making tapes and demos, and I kept shoveling them to Eddie, saying, hey, let Andre listen to this, And I finally came up with something that he really liked, and he took an interest in me, and we had a meeting and talked, and from there, it just went on to bigger and better things, Warner Brothers, and
You got a video out now?
a video out.
Yeah,
Right.
Night and Day.
Right.
We're getting a lot of requests for it.
Really? Mm.
How'd you come up with the concept for Night and Day, for that song?
Actually, I wrote that song in 11th grade, and my cousin, Kyle West, was co-producing the album with me. You know, we've been working together ever since we were little, you know, playing the organ and singing and rapping and so on and so forth. Actually, I used to rap. I never used to sing. And, I mean, that was really the whole thing, rapping to me, and that's how, you know, me and Heavy.
Can we stop for a second?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's start one more time. Al, like, as soon as you begin this talk, like, it's all right for the camera to see you initially with the shades, but as soon as you begin to make conversation, take the shades off. All right?
All right.
So just run it. It was excellent.
Yeah, it was fine. There was nothing, it was fine.
It's just the shades
Okay.
were on too long. You just need to
I was getting ready to take them off.
it was just too long. You kind of want too long. This is going to be a very long interview.
Mhm.
We're going to kind of cut it up, though, so you'll be back. All right, well, let's just start from the beginning, then.
All right,
Oh,
roll.
man.
I know.
Come on, Jake.
That's why I like guys like this in the studio. Don't worry about it. Just relax. Like you said, it's a good suggestion, so be natural about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Don't worry about it. Let's just go into talk about Heavy D and all the things, how you got started. All right, and then you can
I would continue from where we were.
no, because I think that's going to be the beginning of it where we started at. So if all of a sudden, like, why did you take it off? You should do it towards the beginning. So just do it as you feel. When
Okay.
you naturally feel you're going to take it off. Okay, roll.
Okay, hold it a second.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Here with Al B. Shore, and we want to welcome you to Video Music Box.
Thank you very much.
Al, where you from?
I'm from Money on the Mount Vernon, home of Heavy D and the Boys.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived there for a while.
How'd you get started?
How to get started? Well, I got started just making demos, and, you know, actually I used to rap. I never used to sing. I used to rap with Heavy and at parties and so on and so forth, but something that wasn't my thing, so I was trying to find something that was my thing, and you know, I got into the music business. I went to CMA, Center for Media Arts, and I started to study, you know, audio engineering and all that type of stuff. So
you got a lot. I don't mean to cut you off. You got a lot of ladies out there watching you, and they want to see what's behind those glasses. I get letters from. There's a woman in Brooklyn named Jackie, and I hope Jackie's watching.
hi, Jackie, how you doing?
Because she writes and says, I want to see this hunk, Al B. Shore.
Mm-hmm.
How does the name Al B. Shore? Is that your name? Al B.
Yeah,
Shore?
that's my name. Mm-hmm.
Because you know you got it on the video. It says Al B. apostrophe.
No, A-L, initial B, period, S-U-R-E, exclamation
And that's
point.
what brought it to my attention.
Mm-hmm.
I said, wow, this is a pretty unique way to write your name.
Right.
And I said, let's check out the video. Tell us a little bit about the video.
Well, the video was shot in Brooklyn, New York, and locations all over New York City. It took approximately 3 days, about 3 days or so, and it was a lot of hard work, a lot of performances, and over and over and over and over and over. But you know, I learned that if you slack up on the camera, you know, you can really tell. So I just, you know, just went for mine, basically, yeah.
And Night and Day, how did the whole idea come up behind Night and Day? How did that song originate?
Actually, the way it originated was in 11th grade, I wrote the song. And just from sitting around, you know, just doing nothing, mess around, you know, and with my cousin Kyle West, you know, we've been working together as far as music is concerned since we were little, you know, playing the organ and mess around like that. But it was nothing really serious until we decided, hey, let's do something. We're getting a little old here. Let's start to do something for ourselves. So then we really started to take it seriously. So from there, I went and bought a 4-track and, you know, and saved up money and tried to buy this and that, you know, just to make my recording sound right. And I went to school, like I said, in CMA, at CMA, Center for Media Arts, and studied that. So I learned a little about the technology. And from there, just started rolling and started making tapes. It really did. And like I said, I'm, you know, friends with Heavy D and the boys. We're all from Money on the Mount Vernon. And my best friend is Eddie F. So he's the producer and the DJ, and you know we would always be together. And he's kind of liked my stuff too. He's like, well, you know, check it out. You know, let me, you know, being that they got to deal with Uptown MCA, you know, with President Andre Harrell, and you know he started giving him tapes of me and so on and so forth. I said, yeah, let Andre check this out. Let him check this out, and just went from there. And Andre finally heard something that he did like, and after that, it's been Warner Brothers, Uptown, and having a ball.
And you just won an award from Sony.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Actually, what that is a Sony Innovators program, which I'm appearing in magazines and print ads and so forth with Quincy Jones and Ebony. And actually, the February issues of Ebony and Black Enterprise have ads with Quincy Jones. And the months coming will be, you know, all over. Actually, what the program is about is Sony wants to strengthen their foothold in the black community, and I guess using me as, you know, as that representative, you know, they feel it'll be, you know, strengthened more.
It must have been a great opportunity to meet Quincy Jones.
Think it ain't?
I mean, how many guys, you know, you just got a deal, and you know, maybe a year ago you were working on some tapes, and now boom, this year you're working
Quincy Jones, yeah. Quincy, let me tell you, Quincy, I've admired Quincy since I was able to understand how to read Quincy Jones. You know, my mother liked Quincy and everybody liked Quincy. And I would always study his arrangements and all types of things. And it was just a coincidence that this Sony thing happened to come up with Quincy and that I got to meet him. I mean, the man is a genius to me. The man is really a genius. And I mean, there's nothing, you know, there's nothing you can really say about it but Quincy Jones. That speaks for itself, basically.
And you've worked on a couple of other albums, right?
Right. I've done, I did the singing on Heavy's album, Money on the Mount Vernon, and the ballad, Don't You Know, and there's a record called Dedicated on there, which Heavy D and the boys, their album's called Living Large, and it's in the store, so go get that, that's good. And actually, when I did that album, I was kind of nervous. It was my first, you know, recording and stuff like that. But then after a while, I started to learn myself, learn my voice, and really relax. So everything's been rolling since then.
Now, you appear to be a very laid-back guy.
Yeah.
Real cool. But are you ready for all these ladies that are going to be out there attacking you once they see you on your music box? They're watching you now. They want to hear what you're going to say. No matter what you're going to say, they're going to attack you.
Should I hide? No. I really don't know. I'm just a very friendly person, and you know, I've even had talks with my manager saying, you know, relax, cool, because I like to be friendly with everyone. I see people on the street, shake the hand, and everything's fine. And you know, to me, it's just like, hey, how you doing? I'm just the same as everyone else to me. So I like to be friends with everyone. Hey, why not? And but I guess I have to kind of cool out.
Well, for people who want to get in contact with Al B. Sure, you have a fan club?
Yes, I do. Okay. Al B. Sure Fan Club, which you can write to this address right here.
Okay. I want to thank you for coming down.
Thank you for having me, definitely.
And good luck in the future.
Thanks a lot. Okay, we'll see you soon.
Find out about his what's in the future for him.
Okay.
As far as music.
Okay.
Coming up.
Okay. we can insert that.
1 second, yeah.
I'll be sure Night and Day tour starting in May.
Okay, and that's the name of the album then, so it is
Night
changed.
and Day.
Okay,
So we can talk about a tour and an album?
yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Talk about other projects that you soon be producing.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general, the
well, actually, what are some of the upcoming projects that you're working on? You can say, well, the upcoming
Uptown Girls, man. I did cut on the Uptown Girls.
upcoming projects for me are
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Okay. But they're really talented, and I see them really going really far.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they're also managed by Andre Harrell, which is my manager.
Mm-hmm.
And
You got an album coming out too.
right, my album. Okay, my album is I'll Be Sure, Night and Day, which is the title cut of the album, which also which will be out very soon. And I also did it in French, the title cut. I did it in French. That's on the B side. I did it in French. Suggestions from people say, "Oh, you should do it in another language." You know, so I said, "Sure, I'll do it in French." In which actually I had to learn it in 8 hours. I had to learn how to do the whole thing in French in 8 hours, and you know, it was no joke. It was very hard to do. You know.
What about as far as like concerts and things like that? Will you be singing them?
Yeah, there should be an I'll Be Sure tour in May or so, about May. Night and Day tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
That was all right because now I gotta cut it again. Okay, all right. That's fine right there. There should be an I'll Be Sure tour.
Right.
And,
You just really want him to say that.
Yeah, there should be enough.
You just pick it up, Alan Ross Q.
right. Okay. Now you have an upcoming tour coming up, and what's that all?
Right. In May or so, yeah, around May, the I'll Be Sure Night and Day tour,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope to be extremely successful because I like to do work on stage. So watch it, check.
All the women to get a chance to see you finally. But
Yeah.
till that time, why don't you give us the I'll Be Sure fan club? Why don't you tell us a little bit about it? Do you have one?
Actually, it just started. You know, I'm a new artist on Warner Brothers Uptown, and
How can they get that information?
how can I get that information? I can get it right here.
All right.
Yeah.
Al, I want to thank you for coming down.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Good luck in the future.
Okay. All right.